Welcome back, of course, Goku-san DBZ, and welcome back for a new Top 5 Fighters list. This time, this will be the third installment at looking at 5 specific overpriced fighting games. Now, this time I will show some of the ones on here I actually have, but only about half. Total, we have 2 honorable mentions and then actually 5 on the list, of course. First honorable mention is the original Tekken for PS1, but specifically the long box version of the game. It's obviously not greatest hits because they never did a greatest hits version for any of the long boxes. At least not to my knowledge in any case. But on average, the long box version of Tekken 1 on average tends to go for between $50 to $60 range. Now, it's not super expensive yet, but it's starting to reach the domain I consider overpriced. Still, 50 to 60 may not seem too bad to most people. I would say get that while you still can for that reasonable price range. Also, honorable mention for the Dreamcast, of course, and that is the American version of Capcom vs. SNK 1, which is still, in my opinion, a great 2D fighter. Now, on average, Capcom vs. SNK is trending for between $60 to $90 now, which is kind of crazy, because I remember back when I picked the game up back several years ago, I think I paid about $30 at the time for the game, so way better than what it's trending for nowadays. Coming in at number 5 is a game I have not been lucky enough to find. Unfortunately, it's actually somewhat relatively hard to find, especially if you're looking for a reasonable price. Coming in at number 5, which surprised me, but it's only the GameCube version of the game. Coming at 5 is Mortal Kombat Deception GameCube port. Now, regular Mortal Kombat Deception, on average, tends to trend for like PS2 and Xbox versions are ranging anywhere from like $20 to like $40 range, give or take around that, which is still relatively a reasonable price range. And if you want the GameCube version, you're going to have to shell out on average $70 to $90 now for Mortal Kombat Deception on the GameCube. So on average, the GameCube version is going for twice the price of PS2 or Xbox, which is kind of crazy, but it seems to be that way because the GameCube has been hit harder by the nostalgia factor and stuff, and thanks to scalpers. But prices have really gone up for GameCube ports and stuff, even if it's a multi-platform game. Coming in at number 4 for the Dreamcast, because it was released on regular consoles exclusively for the Dreamcast, and that is, of course, Street Fighter 3 Double Impact. Now, Double Impact is an interesting game, though you would end up, of course, getting 2 games in it. You get Street Fighter 3 New Generations, and you get Street Fighter 3 Second Impact. So, yeah, I mean, you're getting 2 full arcade games. I would say, arguably, between Double Impact and then Third Strike on the Dreamcast, I would actually say probably Double Impact is better overall gameplay, I think, wise. It plays a little more fluid than Third Strike's port on the Dreamcast did. But on average, Double Impact, you're looking for anywhere from $80 to $120 now for Double Impact, and that is kind of ridiculous in my opinion. I can't believe it's going for that much now. Coming in at number 3, exclusive to the PS2, I'm sure some people are going to be surprised. I know when I started looking on Price Chart and on also eBay, it was rather surprising to me, and that is Bloody Roar 4, the last of the Bloody Roar series. Before, of course, Konami would shut down Hudson Soft, which is, of course, was the manufacturer of the Bloody Roar series. And let's be honest, Konami doesn't really give a crap about what we, the people, actually love. Case in point, Castlevania and many other great games. But believe it or not, Bloody Roar 4 for the PS2 on average is trending for anywhere from $100 to $160 now. Trust me, when I looked at these prices, I was like, wait, what? Bloody Roar 4 is going for that much now? But then again, it didn't sell huge. It was more or less a flop of a game, though most of the Bloody Roar games have never really sold that well overall, which is why most of the series is going up in price, though Bloody Roar 4 is by far the leader, going up the fastest. And it's probably one of the lowest selling in the series as a whole as well. So it's not too surprising in that area to me. Coming in at number 2, it was originally exclusive, though you can get in the collection for the PSP, which price-wise is probably the better thing to do. But if you want the original version for Dreamcast, coming at number 2 is Power Stone 2, of course a beloved game from obviously Capcom, which was an awesome 3D arena sort of type of game. It gave you kind of feels of like Smash, though it being actual 3D arena style. It gave its own unique flair and charm, which is why I think why games like Power Stone remain to have a big cult following. And it seems to be that way for many Capcom games, strangely over the years have gained quite a cult following. Whether it be that, whether it be games like Darkstalkers, or whatever else. But also, on average, Power Stone 2, depending on condition from okay to mint, it really ranges. Power Stone 2 ranges on average between $130 and $200. Which, yeah, then again, I'm not surprised. It's gotten a place like half of Capcom's library is in the overpriced domain nowadays. It's kind of weird how Capcom tends to produce a lot of the games that tend to go through the roof over time. It's kind of weird. Coming at number 1, exclusive, the Sega Saturn version of the game, and was exclusively released only in Japan on the platform, that being Street Fighter Zero 3, also known as Street Fighter Alpha 3, the Sega Saturn port of the game. Now, you can get the Dreamcast, the PS1, though PS1 is by far the most inferior port, but on average, on those versions of the game, you're looking for probably between $50 to maybe $90 range for those, and that's expensive, but nothing comes close to the Sega Saturn version of the game, which is very pricey. And good luck trying to find one on eBay that's not expensive. On average, right now, last time I checked, it can vary between given condition. Street Fighter Zero 3 on the Saturn can range anywhere from $250 to $350. So for a fine game, it's arguably one of the most expensive fine games of all time, hands down. There's only a small handful of fighting games I can think of that go for more than that. Excuse for the yawn. But with that said, that is another 5 overpriced fighting games, in my opinion. In the future, probably in a couple of weeks, do another one of these. Stay tuned for a couple of special reviews I have coming for this month of Halloween, or rather October. But the first of 2 movie reviews I'm doing, the first one will be uploaded here on my main channel. It'll be my review of the second Silent Hill film, Silent Hill Revelation. With that said, the second review, which is actually a mini-series, a supernatural mini-series by the BBC, called Intruders, that review will be uploaded on my secondary channel, of course, which is the Goku Report. But with that said, and I'll see you in the near future, and I'm working on a horror game review, and yes, I will be trying to get, within the next few days, uploaded my next Wii U game review, which will be of Hyrule Warriors. So stay tuned for that, and everyone stay safe. And if you're curious what you see in the background, is a recent statue I picked up of course, Super Saiyan God Vegito. The trick is trying to get it perfectly balanced. But with that said, I'll see all you next time. Stay safe.